Let's go. What up, YouTube? We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. We got the TikTok live here, and we are going to get to everybody's question. If y'all want to come rock with me on the YT, the app with the little red play button, I'm live there just in case TikTok does go away. Can you go in detail? Just you're not supposed to put, just reread the message, bro, but essentially just not putting the business name on the label. You would want to make sure that that's blurred out, whited out, crossed out, not included. You made 3.5. How much profit on this account? 40% margins after everything, FBA fees, cost of goods, and shipping. Let's go. Appreciate everybody in the YT live right now. If you guys would, I'd appreciate you liking the live, because on YT it helps out a little bit extra than it does on TikTok. Although TikTok, it helps out a lot too. Did you start with being FBM first? No, I started in the deep end. Amazon FBA private label. Is it Amazon FBA? Yes, Amazon FBA private label. Remember, Amazon FBA can be every business model on Amazon. FBA is simply the shipping method in which how your product is shipped to the customer. So FBA, FBM, private label, arbitrage, and wholesale, which are the three business models on Amazon. All three of those can be FBA or FBM. So keep that in mind. Also, y'all, posted some gem videos on the TikTok, maybe some of my last TikTok videos that I'll ever post. But we got the last video, or actually let's start with the second to last video. It is part 1 of how I got the #1 bestseller badge on the very first product that I launched. And then we have the last video that I posted, which is part 2 of how I got the #1 bestseller badge on the very first product that I launched. Third to last video that I posted today, going over talking about the free training that I'm hosting tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys can check that out in the TikTok or the YT. Actually, I don't think it's in my YT bio. You guys can check that out in the TikTok bio if you wanted to sign up. Absolutely free, 100% live. What do you think of retail or online arbitrage for a beginner? For me, it's not the business model for me, but keep in mind that I am biased towards the business model that I do. I always want to make sure that people know that I'm transparent about that. Because if you went and asked someone who was on live answering questions about arbitrage, they would try to tell you that it's the superior business model on Amazon. If we were looking at things analytically, private label by a long shot is the superior business model on Amazon. But remember, let's take biases aside. That being said, arbitrage and wholesale are still solid business models. People obviously still make money with them. They work for some people. But again, analytically, private label is the best business model on Amazon, at least for the long term, in my opinion. I like that. This doesn't concern you. Thank you so much for the follow. So is there any chance for new players? I put all my focus on FBA for 4 months to learn few things with this. Number 1, yes. Number 2, you shouldn't be spending 4 months learning, right? If you actually go on my TikTok, let me see how far it is. The 4th to last video that I posted on my account, it's titled, "How many products can make $1 million in profit when selling on Amazon?" A little bit different than what you're saying, Fareed, because at least you're trying to learn the steps and stuff like that. But it shouldn't take you 4 months. Airstick, I appreciate you, bro. It shouldn't take you 4 months to learn the process. A lot of people feel like they need the perfect game plan. They feel like they need to have the answer to all their questions answered, right? So like that video titled, "How many products can make 1 million in profit when selling on Amazon?" I don't actually give the answer to how many products, spoiler alert. But I made that video because I just wanted to pinpoint. The guy asked, how many products do I need to launch till I make 1 million profit a month? It's like, have you even made $1,000 in profit? That's one layer of it. I know, again, that's not what Fareed is saying. But again, going back to, okay, focusing 4 months on learning, why wouldn't you just focus 1 week on learning? Because you don't need to have it all figured out. Focus 1 week on learning, step 1, and then take action on step 1. And then you'll spend another week learning step 2 and take action on step 2. If you took 2 people who did just learning and then taking action with learning and both give them 4 months, in 4 months, one of them can have a product live and launched on Amazon while one person is still, learning the ropes and everything. So that's one part of the question. And 100% there's room for new players in the game. I honestly really despise the narrative that Amazon FBA is saturated. I despise the narrative that anything is saturated. If there was truly saturated markets, Apple would have never came out with the Macintosh. If there was truly saturated markets, Scrub Daddy would have never come out with their product, which they did $300 million in revenue last year. If there was truly saturated markets, Bombas Socks wouldn't be one of the biggest sock companies in the world. After, Hanes, Fruit of the Loom, all these established brands are already here. There's no such thing as oversaturated. There are some markets that are there's some markets that I would consider oversaturated, but buying and selling products as a whole, there's just no such thing. There's new restaurants popping up every year that are successful. Are there a lot of restaurants that fail? Yes. Are there a lot of Amazon sellers that fail? Yes. But oversaturated means you cannot break into the market if something was truly oversaturated. Meanwhile, people break into all types of markets on Amazon. So I really don't like that narrative. There's markets that I'll never touch. I'll never think about launching in these markets because they're just the competition is too established, things like that. Now, that doesn't mean that somebody else can't come in with great marketing, a great branding, high marketing budget as well, and come in and be innovative in a saturated market. But the game that I'm playing, I don't even look at those. I just signed up. Let's go. Ollie, thank you so much for the follow. I spend $30 daily, only get 2 orders with low price, good reviews, and images. Well, how many reviews do you have? Number 1. Number 2, low price is meaningless. You'll never win on price. Unless you own a manufacturing plant in China, you will never win on price. So price, let's just throw that out of the window. And in terms of your images, something that I always tell people, and I've experienced this firsthand, the market is the market is the market. I may think my images are great, but guess who determines whether my images are good or not? The market. If I'm running ads, I'm not converting on my product, that means one of 2 things is wrong. It's a product issue or it's a listing issue. So again, we can feel like, and again, I'm speaking from experience. There's been times where I'm like, no, but my listing is so good, but the market doesn't think so. And then all of a sudden you change your listing, you optimize your images, you optimize your title, bullet points, add A+ content, and then it converts better, which makes you realize that it's just fact, that the market is the market is the market. And also, bro, you don't have and I'm not saying this, I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way. I'm just calling a spade a spade. You said good reviews. 11 reviews isn't necessarily good with a 4.4 star rating. Before I even start, and this isn't me trying to knock you, by the way, props to you for even getting reviews. But I get 10 to 15 reviews before I even start running PPC ads on a product. This is a 40% margin. My friend, you can do the math or watch my pinned video on my profile. But 10 to 15 reviews before even running PPC, and I usually get those from friends and family, so I'm coming out off the gates 15 5-star reviews. 4.4 star rating is good. You want to be above a 4.5 star rating, so you got to push for more reviews. You may have to optimize your images. We can't make emotional decisions in business. Again, market is the market is the market. We can't be like, but I'm not going to change my listing and I'm just going to keep spending on ads, because if you're not converting, my friend, I have a big news flash for you. Spending more ad dollars is not going to make you convert anymore. What optimizes conversion? reviews, and your listing. Simple as that. Ajeezy, thank you so much for the follow. HM, thank you so much for the follow. How many products do you sell, including variations? 40 plus. Should I order wholesale right to Amazon or to me? I live in Norway. Definitely not to you if you're selling in the US market. What should I do to increase my sales through PPC? Like I said, brother, the answer, the solution to spending, hold on. Oh, I forgot I'm on YT Live. I actually completely forgot I was on YT Live. I didn't even have the tab open. I really want to, I was going to show on the whiteboard, but I'm not going to neglect the YT Live. Let me see. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. And let's pull up notes. I'm going to show you guys just the basic principle of why so many people lose money. You know, like the stat of how people are like, oh, but people fail selling on Amazon. You're right. Most of those people aren't doing it properly. And this, you know, it's not guarantee of success, even if you do have a mentor, but having a mentor definitely increases your chances significantly. So I'm going to show you guys, like, honestly, this has to be outside. Let's not even include picking a wrong product, because that's just number one reason why people fail, picking a wrong product. This is in the top 3 biggest reasons why people fail selling on Amazon private label. So we are going to, we got to make sure that YT can see this. Oh, you know what? I'll just use, hold on. Just getting this ready. We're going to use Google Docs just so that I can screen share on YT. Then I'm going to flip the TikTok camera over. So if you guys want a better view, come over to YT, the app with the little red play button. I'm sharing my screen there now. And let's do it. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys right here. Just very basic principles of Amazon PPC. And it's the downfall of 90% of people who lose money with Amazon PPC. Okay. So let's say that you have a product that gets 100 clicks. Okay. Bear with me here because I'm using just one hand to type. 100 clicks, and each click, oh, we got to do parentheses. Okay, we're not going to do that actually. We'll do the next line. 100 clicks times a 5% conversion rate. So CVR stands for conversion rate. That would equal, all right, out of 100 clicks, 5% conversion rate, that would be 5 sales. Okay? This is what happens. This is if you're a low converting product. Now let's say that each one of those clicks was, bear with me here, was $1 times 100 clicks equals, where's the equal sign? Equals $100 in ad spend. Okay? Now let's say that we're selling a $20 product. So that would be divided by, or excuse me. And then we have 5 sales, which means that's $100 in sales. So that would be divided by $100. So $100 in ad spend to get us $100 in sales would equal a 100% ACOS. You are likely losing money on ads here, okay? Now, what most people think is, okay, what do I need to do to my PPC ad campaigns to increase my sales, to make my product turn around? That's not the solution, because even if you did 1,000 clicks, let's say you 10x'd your PPC spend at these same metrics, that's still 50 sales at a $20 selling price, which would still equal a 100% ACOS. No matter how much more you dump into the funnel, it doesn't change the fact that you have a low conversion. Now remember, conversion is solely on your product, your differentiator, your reviews, and your listing. Okay. Obviously, once you've launched, you can't change your product and you can't change your differentiators. So post-launch, reviews and listing. That's it. Okay. So keeping all of this in mind, right? Let's say that we now, same product, 100 clicks, same cost per click and everything. So 100 clicks, but this time we optimize our conversion, or we have a better conversion rate. So now we have a 20% conversion. So 20% CVR, CVR stands for conversion rate. That equals, for the same amount of clicks, 20 sales. And if we are spending $1 per click, so I'm not going to we'll just keep it simple. $100 in ad spend. Remember, our product is $20 in this case, which would mean that that is $400 in sales, would equal a 25% ACOS. Do you see the, by the way, YT, I don't know if you guys are commenting, but I cannot see. My screen is dark. It shouldn't be, Jose. On my end, I can see the Google Doc. I have to run back the replay there. But so with this, do you guys see how just by increasing conversion rate, I go from losing money on my ads? I did nothing to my campaign. No negatives, no increasing, no increasing or decreasing my bids, simply an increase in the conversion here. And my sales significantly show for it. So that is the biggest reason why people fail selling on Amazon, or not fail, it was black. Oh, that is unfortunate. I use Google Docs on purpose. You guys are going to have to run back the replay. Screen we can see now. Yeah, that was weird. Hopefully, I'm going to have to run back the replay. We got to get the streaming platform for YT. Okay, sick. If my cards weigh less than started in the shipment plan, if my cards weigh less than started in the shipment, will that be a problem? Amazon will flag you for it, but it would have been a bigger problem if they weighed more. Dang, you're getting that coin. God's plan. Hi, Luke. What up, Kiki? I watched your YT video and it's very helpful. I love that. Stay tuned for more videos, y'all. We got a lot in the works. Posh, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Let's bring this back down. How much do we need to start? I'd say at least 3K USD. A good range. I'd like a better range to be more comfortable at launch, 3,500 to 4K. What should I do after I created my seller account? What's the next step? It's 2 working days. First off, Kiki, congratulations. And I say that because you, unlike so many people who have probably come into my live over the days, years, weeks, you took action on step 1. So let's get it. Step 2, get a product research software and start looking for a product to sell. I have videos on YT, the app with the little red play button, both with videos on my product criteria and how to do product research. How can I start from zero? Step 0 would be get a job and you got to save up money. Start a side hustle, you got to save up money. You cannot start from $0. I actually, funny enough, have a video on my YT, how I would start from $0. How do they pick the wrong product if they use SellerAmp? Just because you use a platform doesn't mean that you pick a good product. Most people don't use good product criteria, and so they pick a wrong product. Just because you can see the sales of a, number one, also I don't even use SellerAmp, Helium 10 and Jungle Scout are the best, but just because you can see the data of a product doesn't mean that you're picking the right product. I have over the last year and a half, 2 years, I've looked at over 3,000 individual products. A lot of those, just because I've looked at them, I've seen the data for them all. Just because I've looked at those products doesn't mean that they were good. Most of them I would never even touch or launch. Biggie, thank you so much for the follow. Best place to buy products, Alibaba for private label. How much do you need to start? I know you got so many answers, but give me an average, about 3K. How do we know you're ready for the second product? When your first product is profitable and your cash flow can sustain reorders on the first product, as well as you have enough capital to launch a second. Fareed, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the live vibing, asking questions. Iron, thank you so much for the follow. Also appreciate you. Do you recommend wholesale? I do not. That doesn't mean just because some dude on the internet doesn't recommend wholesale, though, doesn't mean that it's a bad business model. I just do not think that out of the 3 business models on Amazon that it's the best. And that goes for anybody else's live that you pop into. Just because some random dude on the internet tells you that wholesale or arbitrage or drop shipping or this or that is the best business model, that's just incorrect, because there's a lot of good business models out there. People have their opinions, but clearly people are making money from every type of business. So you got to call a spade a spade. Those are the worst. I almost automatically don't trust somebody if I see like an ad or video from them where they're like, drop shipping doesn't work, this doesn't work, Amazon doesn't work, but this thing works. Does it? User 65, thank you for sharing the live. What do you need to start? I actually just dropped a video, Alexis, on my YT, everything you need to start selling on Amazon. Posted it yesterday. But you need an Amazon account, you need a laptop, working Wi-Fi, you obviously need capital as well, and some kind of product research software. If they flag me for the weight discrepancy on the cartons, will it hurt my account health? You might get a little hit, but it's not going to be the make or break of anything. Is Amazon the only platform you sell on? No. TikTok Shop, RIP, maybe in a couple days. Walmart and our own Shopify store. I actually am going to be leaning in a lot more towards other platforms. Not ever going away from Amazon, and I'm still building brand new Amazon accounts. But yeah, I think that I've been seeing it more and more over the last year or two. I mean, I saw it back in 2019 when I launched my very first product. Creating a brand off Amazon only helps you on Amazon. I just made a recent video about this as well. Why the Kardashians sell their products on Amazon. They're some of the biggest names, like them, love them or hate them. They're some of the biggest names in the world. Meanwhile, even their products are on Amazon. When I would drive traffic from social medias or my other sites to Amazon, or not drive it from my site to Amazon, but drive it to those sites or to social media, it would only help increase my Amazon sales. I saw that happen with somebody who's in the live right now, one of my mentorship students, Airstick. His brand blew up, and I only share this because he's public about his brand and his brand name and everything like this. Otherwise, I wouldn't. But his brand blew up on TikTok Shop, and his Amazon account only helped with that. Same thing, one of my mentorship students who's crushed it on Amazon, and then started crushing it on his own Shopify store. All that did was help increase his Amazon sales at a better return as well. Smart, yes. Do you do one-on-one mentoring? I do. I have the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the TikTok bio, the Harvard of Amazon private label education. And I say that with utter confidence. How much? It's 2K USD. It will be increasing in price at the end of this month, but 2K, one-time payment, lifetime access. I have a few videos pinned on everything that comes with it. Or actually, no, I unpinned that video to talk about IG and YT. But I have some videos in the mentorship student win tab on my profile, and you guys can always apply to the program, hop on a call with my team, and they will go over everything about the program, as well as seeing if it's a right fit for you. Because we do deny like 80% of people who apply for the program. I like the middle package for Helium 10 not blended, which I believe is the platinum, the $80 package. You could, I have my own, but I'm not even going to plug it because I don't care to really do that. But you can also find a million different people on the internet who have discount codes for it. So you can get it for like 20% off. Or wait for Helium to do, like, for example, I don't like to shill it. That's why I'm going to say just go find the discount code from someone else. I appreciate that. Message me on TikTok. I'll send it to you. But for the record, was not trying to shill it. But like sometimes Helium will message me about promotions that they'll do. And like just at the beginning of this year, they did 40% off for 12 months. So what's 40% off 80? Bad at math. $32 off. You always answer my questions. It's the least I can do. I appreciate that. How would I pop it up on screen right now? Will you be doing mid to high 7 figures this year? God willing, 8 figures. But yes. Yes. This is just one of multiple brands, by the way. For the record. I know that's right. You know what's right. How many brands? 4 established, and I just created a brand new Amazon account that will be launching its products this year. And I'm doing a series where I'm taking that account from 0 to $1 million in sales and documenting every step of the journey. I sell in all types of categories: health and household, home and kitchen, office products. I know that's right, doing 8 figures. Oh, I appreciate that. God willing. Only God can tell. And business projections. But sometimes those get thrown out the window. I am pulling it up right now, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you supporting my guy. It does mean a lot. Pulling it up. I'll pull it up for you guys too, YT. Hopefully it actually screen shares this time. How many products per brand? It's not like it's not like 10, 10, 10, 10. It really just depends. Some have 9, some have 15 plus. So for 20%, 6 months, Masterclass 20, all caps, 10% every month, Masterclass 10. Hold on, YT. Let me screen share this for you too. Oh, wait. That's not what we were doing. I definitely just messed that up. I'm new to this YouTube thing. Anyways, you guys saw it, I think. I'll share it for YT right now. But make sure that you guys drop your questions down below, because remember, when the questions stop, so does the live. So if you guys still have questions and want to get it answered, using it now, thanks. Any advice for Canadian sellers? Same advice as the US sellers, because you're likely going to want to sell in the US. Like Canada is my second biggest market for my mentorship students. And so all of my Canadian students, as well as all my Australian students, all my students from all around the world sell in the US market. I'm going to think about the mentorship once I get started. I'm waiting on income taxes. Nice. God bless, Goddess. And I cannot wait to hopefully see you in the program someday. Okay, let's share this for YT. Let's go. There we go, YT. Thank you. Of course. Are any of your brands sellable? All of them, God willing. It's all private label. Some of them I think are geared towards selling a little bit more than others. For example, this one is one that, God willing, make an exit in one day, as well as 3 out of the 4 established, I think, a very clear path to make an exit. 1 out of 3 of those brands actually saw had a bit of a struggle in 2023, to be honest, because a lot of inventory issues, a lot of logistic issues, and like it was around this time last year where I was like talking about it. I was like, it'll be good in a few months, and just got beat up that year on that one specific account. So it's not always sunshine and rainbows. I wanted to share that because I don't want, it's easy to show these numbers or this or that and growth. You know what I mean? This account up 28% year over year. I'm joining the mentorship. Do I need to schedule a call? Yes, Fortune, you do. But this account up 28%, but it's not always win after win after win after win after win. And that's the reality of business. Do you do private label wholesale, which is better for a beginner? I don't think that's the number one. I do private label, and it's not the question of which is better for a beginner. You have to decide which is better for you. Don't let any other creator tell you which one is better for you. I would say do the research on both business models and see which one is right for you. And you got to be careful who you listen to the perspectives from. Like, don't listen to whether you should do private label from someone who does wholesale. And maybe don't even listen to whether you should do wholesale or not from somebody who does private label, because obviously I would tell you private label. It's going to be biased. But you got to find out which one is best for you. For me, I wanted to create a brand that I own the traffic, that I'm able to differentiate. I guess you don't own any traffic on Amazon, but where people know are directed towards my brand, which increases the traffic, right? Creating a brand name, being able to differentiate and all of that. What's the most challenging part? Doing it. Simple as that. Doing it and pushing past obstacles. Like genuinely, there's nothing difficult about starting. Like I'll make a video about here are the steps on how to sell on Amazon, and people are like, it's not that easy. It's like it genuinely is that easy. It is as easy as going on the Amazon seller site and filling out a few pieces of information, starting your account. Boom, that easy. It's as easy as getting a product research software, following steps that are all over the internet, and getting good product criteria and finding a product to sell. Boom, that easy. Now, where business is not easy is, like I said, actually starting, going into that uncomfortable zone of the unknown. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know if I'm going to lose money. I don't know if I'm going to make money. I don't even think you should be focusing on losing money. That's a whole other topic. And then pushing past when it gets tough. You might struggle converting on a product. You might be at a slight loss in the beginning. You might struggle with getting your margins to where they need to be. You might struggle with approvals on Amazon. That's where most people drop off. It's not in the steps of creating your Amazon account. It's not in the steps of creating your Amazon listing. It's also, even though this is one of the more difficult steps, it's also not even in contacting manufacturers. Just most people just don't push through. How do you go through data to see if a product is good for a new brand? I have videos on my product criteria, but I use something called Helium 10's X-ray tool. True, LOL. Yes. Is starting the hardest part? Yes. Now, in terms of what are the more difficult parts of private label, product research, contacting suppliers, PPC ads, I like to believe that my mentorship program makes all those things less difficult. But yeah, I'd say starting is the hardest. Is $250 a kilogram a lot during this time? Yes, bro. I think $250 a kilogram is a lot during any time. I think the highest quote that I've gotten from my freight forwarder recently was like $1.50. One of my students, and sorry to keep sharing this story, I won't even share who it is, but somebody who's in this live, one of my students, can I use your forwarder? It's only for my mentorship students, Blonded. It is a resource that I created exclusively for them. But one of my students was getting molds shipped. They're in this live right now, but like I said, I don't want to put them on blast because I keep bringing them up in the lives. Their manufacturer quoted them $8,000 to get mold shipped for the product that they're launching. And the AMZ Masterclass freight forwarder quoted them $1,800. Paid for the program price 3 times over, which if you think about it is wild. It honestly seems also, brother, I messaged you. You didn't message me back. Hold on. Bro, what are your profit margins on average? Average 35% margins after everything on established brands and 30% pre-PPC at the start. This account is 40% margins. So excited and also very nervous. Very normal feelings, bro, but let the exciting feeling be more of the thing that takes over. Any mentorship, student testimonials? One of them is in this live right now. Shout out my boy Airstick. But Airstick, you got to give credit where credit is due. I think the things that made Airstick grow to the levels that he was so far outside of the mentorship. You know what I mean? It was like TikTok Shop and things like that. In fact, Airstick was the reason why I implemented sections about TikTok Shop into my Amazon mentorship program. So you got to give him credit for where credit is due. His new products that he's launching, stay tuned for that because those were all under the AMZ Masterclass. Now, student testimonials, Goddess, if you go in my TikTok profile, there's a mentorship student win tab right there. You can see a lot of student wins. Some of my favorites, this is one of the more recent ones that I'll share, is a student who joined the program and wanted to quit before he started and shared this with me. And I was like, listen, man, at the end of the day, 100% up to you what you want to do. And I gave him some advice, pretty much telling him, I think that you made the choice that you wanted to start this, so you should see it through, at least one product launch. He decided, you know what, you're right, I'm going to do that. $10,000 in a month on his very first product that he launched. From not wanting to sell on Amazon to 10K plus in a month. So I think that's pretty cool. There's students who have made more on their first months and their very first products, but that's one of the more recent ones. Oh, another one that is pretty cool. Usually when students go against the advice that I recommend, it doesn't always work out this way. But one of my students launched PPC ads and a product with 0 reviews. There's like 10 places in the mentorship program where I advise against that. He did $8,000 in top line revenue, sold out of his very first product with 0 reviews, and was mad profitable. So God bless him. I thought that was a really cool story too. AMZ Masterclass freight forwarder is gold. Yes, sir. Is it normal to break even after a first launch order? Yes. As long as you see a clear path to ranking and profitability, I think that's okay. If you're sitting there breaking even's all right. What do you think about baby products or phone accessories to sell? Phone accessories, absolutely not. Baby products, it depends on which one. I think baby products have potential. It's one of my favorite categories on Amazon. Phone accessories, I have like 2 videos in my drafts for TikTok. I literally just made videos talking about how, this isn't coming at you, Ceci, how phone chargers, phone accessories are like the first thing. It's literally the most common thing that I've ever had people ask me if they should sell. But yeah, not a good market. Can you explain how much weighting is in FBA private label? Yes, I can. So let's take us through the process. I'm little Jimmy. I don't know why I had to use a different name. Young Luke is wanting to go start his private label brand. Let's see how much weighting I have to do. Well, I'm going to learn the ropes of creating my account and all of that. Oh, one more thing. There's things that there's some people who will just wait and waste time, and I'm going to tell you how I would do it. So you create your Amazon account and you have that waiting period of them approving your account. Well, I wouldn't just sit there and wait until I did step 2. I would get my product research software, start doing product research, find a product to sell. Okay, sweet. Now, contacting manufacturers. A lot of that could be waiting, especially if because of the different time zones. To avoid waiting, you might have to give up some hours of sleep some nights, because if you send 3 messages a day and you have to go back and forth for days rather than being able to have a full length conversation with the manufacturer, it's going to prolong this process way, way, way longer. So that's one way that you can avoid and lower some of the wait time for the lead time in there. And now you have samples. Okay. Now with samples, you have a bit of a wait time because you obviously have to wait for those to be shipped. One small thing you can do to just try to, optimize your time is start creating your mock listing of your product. Make sure that it doesn't need any extra approvals. So that's not going to take you the entirety of the time that it takes to ship. So that's going to be some waiting time. Now you're going to test the quality of the product. You're going to make sure that it's something that you're happy with the customer receiving. Assuming that it is, you're now going to place your bulk order. Well, in this time, I would make sure that I have a final production sample. I would start taking pictures of my product, and I would also start working on my listing. Again, that's not going to take 40 to 60 days, but it would be something that I would be doing in between that time. And also another thing, I wouldn't create drafts of my PPC ad campaigns, but I would also do keyword research for my PPC ad campaigns. What are some good products that you can recommend? I don't recommend products for free on a live, but I have lots of videos on the product criteria that I use and teach. For those who wanted me to select their product for them, I have the product selection option in my mentorship program, where again, based on the product criteria that I use and teach, I will select your product for you. All right, everybody. I love you all. I appreciate y'all. If you guys like the videos, you like the lives, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program if you want to have me as your personal mentor and a more in-depth guide on how to sell on Amazon. And also remember that I am doing a free webinar tomorrow, free live training. So make sure you guys tap into that. That is also in the TikTok bio. God bless you, and I will see y'all soon. Let's go, YouTube. I also love you, appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Also, if you guys like the videos, like the lives, make sure that you guys check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the YouTube bio.